First off, Tekashi 6ix9ine. So I saw a report on Friday, which was the 27th of September, that it sounded like he's going to decline protective custody while he finishes his term, his stint in the federal state prison. Um, which it's almost mind blowing that he would even. Now I've seen conflicting reports on this actually. I saw one report that said that, saw another one that alludes to him actually accepting, or that he may actually accept protective custody. So either way, it sounds like he wants to get back or try to, once he gets out, which I hear, from all the snitching he's been doing, he might get out as early as January next year, 2020. Y'all believe we almost in the year 2020? Damn. All right. But yeah, so it just, I don't know. It seems a little far fetched, but I can think the only reason that he would decline protective custody is to further his career. And I would say in the climate that we are in right now, the era that we're in, even after all this snitching, he'll probably be able to come back and continue his career in music. Now, like we talked about it last week, me and my boy L. James. He can't come back talking all that crazy nonsense he was talking before, but he can probably still come back and do music. Might be a little bit different genre. It might still be in hip hop. You never know, because a lot of his demographic is younger. I mean, even under the age of 18. No pun intended, or maybe it was. Um, yeah. So he's gonna decline protective custody. I'm just trying to wrap my mind around this. Like I said, the only thing I can see is that he wants to come back to continue his career. The only way. Now, there's a lot of people out there saying that he's been an informant, a government informant, from the jump, from the get go, from the start, that was placed into the rap game. I don't know if I'm going that far with it, but definitely, it's obvious that once the feds and the law enforcement caught on to what was going on, yeah, he definitely became an informant at that point. I don't think we know there's no doubt about that. All the finger pointing he did the last couple of weeks, so there's no doubt about that. I just don't know about this decline, or him declining protective custody. But again, how do you hide someone like him? I mean, yeah, okay, you can let the dye go in the hair, okay. The hair, there can be something done, but all the tattoos all over his body, not just on his face, but I guess most notably on his face. Yeah, there's surgeries you can get, but I mean, I know people that have gone through the laser procedures to have tattoos removed, and it's a long process. Okay, for what I hear, it can be painful. It's not. I don't know if it's something you want to do to remove tattoos from your face, from your facial area. I just don't know if that's something you want to do. So we'll see what happens with him. Again, I can see him coming back. I can see him coming back doing music, because these young kids, like, I mean, really young, there's kids that are fan of his, 10 to 12 years old. A lot of them, they not gonna worry about this, especially the ones that aren't really paying attention, or weren't paying attention to a lot of this of what's going on before, or it may not even be paying attention now. That's they just listen. They like his music. They like all the colors, the teeth, the hair. They like all that stuff. All the antics, him acting wild. A lot of them. They like all that stuff. So I think he will still have a fan base out there. Might be unfortunate for to hear. I mean, because let's not forget, he also had a case, or I guess he's a convicted pedophile. Okay, and he was allowed to slide on that. Okay, so and you rarely hear that brought up. He had a video with a 13-year-old girl, and I believe he might have also been underage at the time, if I can remember correctly. But I mean, she was definitely a lot younger than him. So yeah, I mean, and that was let slide. You heard about that for a quick minute, and then it went away. So yeah, he probably will come back. He probably will be back. He'll be back doing his thing. No one's gonna, all this about his extension. It'll probably be forgotten soon. He'll put out a hit, or his fan base, whatever, whoever likes him, that'll be considered a hit. And once he put out that one big hit, and then another gummo, whatever it is, he'll be back, and this will be forgotten. It'll be like this happened 50 years ago, when it'll only be a couple years ago at that point. So yeah, we'll keep an eye out for any further development on 6ix9ine. All right, let's move into Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart, it's been a crazy last month and a half for him too. He had his car crash. He had this sex tape that was leaked. There was so many stories going on around the crash and the sex tape. The sex tape comes out, and at first the girl and her lawyer come out and say they aren't pressing charge, or they aren't looking to get to sue Kevin Hart for any money. Then that goes away, and then then they actually are looking to get money out of him. I think it was about $60 million. That gets dropped. Now his former friend, then it comes out his former friend is involved in the sex tape as well, and it's actually an extortion plot to try to get money out of Kevin. I mean, it's just been so much craziness going on. Like, if I'm Kevin Hart, I'm probably leaving the country for a while. I know he got shows and he's working on a kind of different things. He has his production company, but I can't see how he doesn't just want to leave the country for a while. Pull a Dave Chappelle. Go back to the motherland for a little bit. Go to Africa for about 6 months. Just chill out, man. Because he's been involved in so much crap here. Not just the last couple months. The last few years, there's been so much around his name. So much going on. I mean, whether it's, when he was caught stepping out, cheating, or you got the sex tape now. Then the car crash, that was something out of his control. He couldn't can't just say, oh, I don't want to get in a car crash today. Yeah, no one wants to, but if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. Okay. Now maybe there's some things you can do to avoid it in certain situations, but you don't know that's gonna happen. But yeah, so I mean it's just crazy what's going on in the life of Kevin Hart right now. And then you always he deals with so much hate in general, just even from other comedians. You had the stuff with him and Kat going back and forth for a while. Then you got him and Mike Epps. Mike Epps was going at him. But I guess that's how it is sometimes when you the number one guy, you on top. You know what I mean? And it's always going to be a critic. Everybody's not going to like you. I tell people all the time, everybody's not your mama. Everybody's not going to love you. Okay? So you can't expect everyone to like you. You just can't. I'm not saying he expects that, but just in general, people, everybody's not going to like you. Some people don't like you based on nothing. They just don't like your face. All right? You got a face only your mama could love sometimes. All right? That's how it be sometimes. But Kevin Hart, so the whole extortion thing, even from the jump when I first heard about it, it sounded like someone was, I didn't know all the details, but it sounded almost like someone might have been trying to extort them. Not to say that this couldn't happen. And not even saying that I didn't, believe the girl. But then when you start getting deeper into it and you find out what's going on, and his former buddy that was involved, I guess he made some demands about wanting money from Kevin, on social media at some point. So it was just too much going on there with that. So, I mean, it seems like he's clear of that. Then there was also a report recently that him and his wife were going to be splitting, which has also been proven to not be true. She's sticking by him. She's not leaving, not yet. Hopefully she don't leave him. Dude been through a lot. I mean, just the car accident alone. I mean, if you saw the pictures from that car, from the crash, and you saw what the car looked like, yeah, Yeah, that's the last thing he need right now. Somebody just walking out on him like that. So, and he's out of the hospital now, from what I hear. So Kevin Hart get better, but dude, just he's just in so much. He's just involved in so much. Dude, slow down. You got to slow down a little bit sometimes. Sometimes you got to slow down a little bit. I know that's hard when you're busy like he is. You got so much going on, so many different business ventures going on and involved in, and want to do so much. Because I mean, here's the thing: as a celebrity, especially as a movie star, and even as a comedian, you're gonna have a run where you're gonna be either on top or towards the top for a while. You're gonna have a nice run. You're gonna do a lot of movies and all these things, but eventually that's gonna dry up. Not to say that your career will be over and you'll just go away, but I mean, Kevin Hart's doing stadiums. As far as a comedian, he's doing stadiums, not just big venues and arenas, but he's doing stadium shows. Okay, it's not gonna last forever. It's not. It's not. I can't say how much longer he has in his run, as far as being in 2 to 3 big time, big budget, big production movies per year, and being on top of the comedy world as a comedian. I can't say how much longer he got going, but because it's been going for quite a while now. I mean, he's been, these last 5 to 7 years, he's been killing it. So I can't say how much longer that's gonna go, but it's not gonna last forever. It doesn't last forever for anybody. Eventually, you fall off. You know what I mean? You do fall off eventually. He need to get in, and I'm kind of surprised that he's not on a like a hit TV show or something like that. It might be in the works. As far as him being on it, or maybe he just wants to be behind the scenes on something like that. But I mean, because that's where a lot of the money is again now. For a long time, actors didn't, a lot of these big actors, they didn't want to do television, but with the advent of Netflix and Hulu coming around these last 8 to 10 years, TV series are, it's where the money is at again. I mean, just look, even though he's been on there for ages, look at Ice-T and SVU. He's been on there for over 20 years now. I don't know how much he make, but it's got to be a nice check. And that's weekly income. That's, he ain't got to deal with the music industry and all them shysters in the music industry. Now, there's entertainment still, so there's going to be those everywhere, but it's more consistent pay in television, okay? It's more consistent pay. You may get a bigger lump sum from a movie, and that's a select few. It's not everybody, so it's definitely more consistent pay, and I think that's where a lot of people want to be now. Get on a hit TV show, not just any TV show, but hopefully you get on something and it becomes a hit, and you can be, even if you're not the main character, one of the main characters, you got a nice check coming your way every week. Okay, and you ride that wave as long as you can. So maybe that's the next step for Kevin Hart. I mean, he needs something else. I mean, as busy as he is, it seems like he always finds time to go get involved in some shit. So he needs something else to keep him a little more busy, to keep him out of all this shit. All right? And y'all quit hating on Kevin like that. Y'all all funny. Mike Epps, Kevin Hart. Hell, I got a chance to see Cat Williams when he came out to Portland. And I'd never been that big a fan, but I had a good time. I enjoyed his show. And he didn't even really do a set. He just kind of was on stage doing observations. Just, clowning folks in the crowd. It was hilarious. I like Cat Williams a little more now. I like him a lot more now that I saw him in person. You know what I mean? He acts wild. He gets out there and wilds out. But even with that said, Cat Williams you watch interviews with him, whatever it is, he's always going to keep it a buck. Cat Williams, he's not going to be industry with you, which is part of the reason, why a lot of people believe, and I tend to think the same thing, or somewhat of the same thing. Part of the reason why he's kind of seen a fall and a decline is because he might have kept it a little bit too real about what goes on in the industry and behind the scenes in the industry as far as entertainment goes. Not just comedy, but just entertainment. I don't like you giving away all these secrets. He did a little bit of that. He did it in his stand-up at that. Yeah, we laughed, ha ha, he is funny, but he was telling the truth about a lot of those things. They don't like that. You know, the powers that be, or the gate holders, or the key holders, whatever you want to call them, the people that guard and block entry to get in to the upper echelon of entertainment, those people that hold the cards, they don't want all the secrets out there like that, you know. But again, it goes by most of us, or most of you. He says it in jokes, and you think, oh yeah, he's just joking. That stuff's not happening, but a lot of that stuff's happening. So, but yeah, Kevin Hart, yeah, man, dude, just be easy, man. Be easy. Just get your health together. Get back out there. We ready to see you. And man, I want to see Kevin Hart in like a weekly series, some kind of series where he's just, you know, on a weekly basis. Just got us clutching, LOLing and shit like that. It's your boy Party. I'm gonna check in later on. I'm out. Oh yes, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Also give us a thumbs up if you liked the video, or even a thumbs down if you didn't. And also let us know in the comments as well. And don't forget to share us with a friend, family member, or hey, even a stranger on the street will do. I'll catch you in the next video.